What's up? This is Mercedes.
This is Morgan.
And we are one half of Kittie.
Here's our video, Funeral for Yesterday, on Access Unlimited.
Hi everyone, this is Lori with Access Unlimited, and we're sitting here with the band Kittie. You're in for a real treat. They're awesome. Okay, now tell me who we're sitting with.
I'm Mercedes, and I play drums.
And I'm Morgan, and I sing and play guitar.
And you guys are sisters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Even though we don't really look like we're related, I don't know, it's really weird. We used to look a lot alike when we were really little, but something happened, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you guys look alike.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the first person to say that in a long time.
Most people, if they don't know that we're sisters, they usually don't think that we're related at all.
Well, we're up here at the Black Sheep, and I've got a few questions for you. Now, you guys are from Ontario, Canada, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah? How is it being down here in the U.S. as opposed to anywhere else in the world, like Ontario?
Much more fun. We've always gravitated towards like playing in the United States and stuff like that, just because it's Canada's a little weird to play sometimes. But we enjoy Canada. It's just we prefer to play down here.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, the American, culture and the music scene has embraced us a little more, and we have fans all over, like in Canada as well. It just seems to me that like the first place that really kind of was like, yeah, Kittie was the States. So we love touring here.
Is it different in here, like as far as looks and stuff?
Not really. I mean, Canada is pretty much America's hat. Like, it looks, like there's not really too much of a difference. I mean, culturally, really, no, not at all. So, I mean, and people pretty much look the same everywhere we go, so.
Yeah. Okay, now, give us a little history on Kittie.
We formed the band in 1996, and really, started playing shows around that time, and, we actually played a unsigned band festival in Toronto called Canadian Music Week, and that's how we got our first little bit of label interest, and it kind of went from there, but for the most part we spent a good couple years just playing around our area and stuff like that, and we got label interest, and we did our first record, and then it was just kind of awesome from there.
Were you guys playing in high school or anything?
Yeah, well, actually, when the band first started, I wasn't even in high school yet. We were really young. I think you were in what, like ninth grade?
I just started ninth grade.
And I was in seventh grade. And we played a couple high school like Battle of the Bands things, but those really didn't work out very well for us. But there was also a club in our area that was pretty easy to get shows with, and they were really, I guess, for like local bands starting out, they were really accommodating. So we used to play at the club called the Embassy a lot, and then from there, like when the internet started getting a little more crazy, we started trading off shows with other bands from like outside of our town, which was kind of cool too.
We started off with a lot of Battle of the Bands too. Like our first few shows that we did were Battle of the Band shows, and I think it was cool to be able to like network, and like it was an opportunity for us to like get to meet different bands from the city, and talk to them, and maybe set up a show with them, that sort of thing. And it was just I don't know, it was like a really good learning experience.
Has it always been a girl band?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was a time for about, was it really that long? Well, yeah, okay. It was a few years where we had one of our friends named Jeff, who actually plays in a band called Thine Eyes Bleed Now. He was filling in for guitar for a while, but it's always sort of been the spirit of the band. It's a more feminine energy or whatever. It's not something that we make a point to use to our advantage. I mean, it's obvious, it's a given, but for us, we feel like there's more to it than that.
And how did you come up with the name Kittie?
um, well, we were setting up a show, our first show, and we didn't have a name. So we had to put something down when we were signing up for the show, and we just kind of agreed upon that, and it just kind of stuck. And I guess at the time we were trying to find a name that was very contradictory to our sound and stuff like that. Obviously, that was like in our 13 and 14 and 15-year-old minds. That was awesome, but I guess there's not really too much of a story behind it. But.
Now, who were your influences with your music?
Well, we were growing up. Morgan and I were brought up on like a healthy dose of like classic rock, like Van Halen, AC/DC, Ted Nugent. So that was kind of like our introduction to music, and which is pretty awesome introduction, in my opinion. And when we first started the band, we were more into like bands like I don't know,
sort of grunge, but like
more on the middle side.
Yeah, but before it was like kind of before like the new metal explosion, but like bands like the Deftones, Will Haven, we really liked Helmet, Tool, Marilyn Manson, as well as like Nirvana, bands like that we were really really into, and so that was when we were 14, 15, we sort of gravitated towards that when we were becoming our own people, and making up our own minds about what kind of music we wanted to listen to. And from there we sort of got a little deeper into the metal scene, and those are sort of like gateway bands, and you discover more metal, and from there now we listen to everything. There's not really a genre that we don't listen to other than like country, but sorta. Yeah. I wouldn't say we listen to like new country, but Machete's likes Lucero or whatever. That's not that bad.
Has it always been metal for you guys? Or has there ever been like something different?
Rock-based metal, metal, that kind of thing, and it's. But I mean, like Morgan and I went through a phase too where we were like mad into like early '90s R&B. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like we could listen to R. Kelly just as much as we could listen to like Metallica or something. I know it sounds weird, but we're, like I said, we're into all kinds of music. But for us, metal is our outlet, but it's not always, we don't shut ourselves off to other kinds of music. It's metal is how we express ourselves, but we don't always listen to metal.
Now tell us a little bit about your new album, Funeral for Yesterday.
Well, it came out February 20th. And we recorded it last summer in New Jersey. And all the songs were written about over a year and a half period of time where the band was sort of in a little bit of turmoil. We were in between labels, and it was just Mercedes and I. And we really weren't sure whether or not the band was going to continue. And so for us, it was sort of, writing was sort of our way of expressing how we felt about, our, kind of crappy situation. And out of it, I think, came some really, really great songs. In a way, all the songs sort of have the same sort of meaning, and it's almost like a concept album, but not really. Mm-hmm. It's just more about letting go of the past and, being able to embrace the future and be reborn as a new band. And, I think that's our goal, is to, let go of all the troubles that we've gone through in the past and be reborn as a brand new Kittie. And I think the album, it does that. It redefines who we are.
Tell us that you've got your own record label.
Yes, X of Infamy Records. We started that basically to put our own album out, and it's been great. It's really nice to be able to be the directors of our own destiny and have a little. I mean, it's not like before with our previous label, we were doing their job for them anyway. So basically, this is just like giving ourselves a title.
It's in the music business. It's the survival of the fittest, and for us, we've had to adapt, in a lot of different respects, musically and business-wise, and, in order to stay relevant and stay, in the game, there's sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands, and it's just something that we felt that we've had to do for a long time because no one was going to do it for us.
So you also have your own clothing line. Tell us a little bit about that.
We started during our little hiatus. Morgan and I decided that we'd always talked about starting a clothing line, and we decided that we were going to do it because we had the time. And that's when Poisoned Black came to fruition. And it's basically, we just decided to make clothing that we would probably wear. So it was basically like Morgan and I came up with all the designs and talked to an artist, and then the artist would, actually make it look awesome because, doing things on paint. We're good at stupid people. We can't really draw. So, all those ideas are our own, and they worked out wonderfully, and I'm very, very happy.
So this was one of your last stops before your tour is over, and what are you guys going to do after this?
We actually have some radio festivals planned for the summer. We're going to be doing a lot of that. There's also, in between getting to the different radio shows, we're going to be doing a tour starting the end of July, all through August, and probably through September as well. So we'll be busy, but we have a little bit of time off in between, so we'll recharge our batteries and head back out.
Okay, so now tell us about the whole Kiss fiasco that you've had.
Well, basically, our name of our label was Kiss of Infamy Records. And I think because Gene Simmons owns the word, the actual word Kiss, for all entertainment purposes, their lawyers just sent us a cease and desist and was like, you probably shouldn't use that. So it was just like, okay, whatever, we'll just change the name. It wasn't really that big of a deal, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah, we thought it was pretty cool that they, acknowledged our existence. But it was kind of a bummer because I thought the name Kiss of Infamy was pretty cool, and it's not really all that close to just the word Kiss in general, but it's understandable. Gene Simmons has the power, and so we decided to change the name, and because fighting it would just be silly.
No thanks.
Yeah. Now, how did you come up with that name in the first place? Where did that come from?
Well, the Kiss of Infamy is sealing a pact with the devil, and it's kissing the devil's butt, apparently. And that's how you seal a pact with the devil. Yeah.
How funny.
So we thought that was pretty funny.
That is so funny. Well, thank you, girls. It was great talking to you. Is there anything you want to tell everybody?
Go buy our new record, Funeral for Yesterday. It's out now. That didn't make any sense. Awesome. I tried to say it as monotone as possible. Go buy our new record, Funeral for Yesterday. It's out now.
And check out our MySpace, myspace.com/officialkitty, and our website, kittyrocks.com. And thanks very much for all your support. And that's it.
Thanks. This is Lori. Enjoy the show.